So the oldest known coffee preparation is Turkish coffee.
Whoa, look at that.
Yowza.
If I can further understand the food, it'll help me create a connection with the coffee.
Makes me want to sing.
If you're wondering if extravagance has a limit, I'm here to testify that it clearly does not.
Whoa. When in Istanbul,
nargile is a must. The next step is to concoct the ultimate blend.
For over 20 years, I've traveled the world searching for exceptional coffees. But among the greatest treasures I've discovered along the way are the incredible people, their fascinating cultures, and the most awe-inspiring landscapes you could possibly imagine. Now, I have the opportunity to show you a different side of the world through the lens of coffee. This is Istanbul, the cosmopolitan capital of Turkey. It's one of the most influential cities in history and is also one of the most beautiful. As Napoleon Bonaparte once said, if Earth were a single state, Istanbul would be its capital. Istanbul is the historical and cultural heart of Turkey, and with around 15 million people calling it home, it's also Europe's largest city. Turkey is in a unique location because it forms a natural bridge between the continents of Asia and Europe. It's surrounded by water on 3 sides and has over 5,000 miles of coastline. Coffee has been a part of Istanbul's history for over 500 years. Today, the city is currently going through a culinary renaissance, so I'm curious to see how the coffee here has been affected.
The oldest known coffee preparation is Turkish coffee. And sometimes I think, when you're in the coffee business, just like any other business, you want to know where coffee's going. And so I think a part of that, the best way to do it is to understand where it started. And Istanbul is the first city to really embrace coffee. And this place has been seasoned in coffee since the mid-1500s. You've got the Bosphorus Strait right behind me, and they called it the window to the west because we're bordering Asia and Europe. And I can see Asia right across from me right now.
Sometimes just wandering around the streets is the best way to get to know a new city.
Some of these streets are 500 years old. So I figured this is the ideal place to go find some old world Turkish coffee and really get my first taste.
I'm here so early that even the coffee places are closed.
You have Turkish coffee? Oh, closed? Okay, no problem, thanks. Bummer. The perfect place.
It takes a little searching, but eventually I find the perfect spot.
Oh, coffee. How much? No? This one. Okay. Teşekkürler. I don't know if I've got change coming back or not, because I really don't know exactly what happened there. But I do know that I'm about to have true Turkish history right here, because this is classic old world Turkish coffee, and I'm pretty excited about it, I must say. Oh my gosh. That is honestly, I have to say, this is the worst cup of coffee I've ever had in my entire life. It's like combining like rubber and medicine with this sort of caustic ashiness and sawdust. I don't know how people do it.
It seems my romanticized notion of Turkish coffee has taken a hit, but I'm not going to give up that easy. Before I taste more coffee, it may be best to take a step back in time. To appreciate the history of coffee in Istanbul, this is the ideal starting point. Topkapi Palace, with its towering minarets, was home to the Ottoman sultans and their wives for 400 years. As royal residencies go, this one is pretty massive, and at one point housed up to 4,000 people.
This is
Topkapi Palace, and this is the main gate where the Sultan used to actually ride through. This was sort of like a city within a city. It was autonomous, and coffee played a huge part in this culture.
The Sultans were known for their expressions of grandeur, and this place is the hallmark example.
So if you're wondering if extravagance has a limit, I'm here to testify that it clearly does not. And the Ottoman Empire was all about grandiose excess. You know, probably the hero of that was Suleiman the Magnificent, because he presided over the Golden Age, and that's when arts flourished. And actually coffee began to really take hold because he was the first sultan to actually appoint someone who was called the chief coffee maker. This, of course, makes him my favorite sultan, and it's the job that I would want because you get really close to the sultan.
Corruption and overabundance here grew out of control, and the Sultan at the time decided something needed to change.
Murad IV, who was quite a tyrant, actually made coffee illegal. He was worried about mutiny, he was worried about sedition, and so tobacco, alcohol, and coffee all became illegal. And he would enforce his rules in some pretty scary ways. He would sometimes dress as a citizen and roam the streets with this big 110-pound broadsword. And if he caught you drinking coffee in one of the coffee shops, it was said that he would actually cut the head off of the person drinking the coffee, and their body was to be left in the coffee shop to rot.
So drinking coffee came with some serious risks in those days, and it's very likely that the real reason coffee was banned in the 16th century was because people were spending more and more time in the coffee houses and less time at prayer. The most famous mosque in Istanbul is the Sultan Ahmed Mosque, or, as it has become more popularly known, the Blue Mosque. Constructed in the early 1600s, this building is more than a popular tourist attraction and continues to function as a mosque today.
God, it's just so, you know, like just otherworldly, and just, it's like you're walking through a fairy tale. You know, the Blue Mosque is just massive. There's over 100 loudspeakers, and they do the call to prayer 5 times a day, and it reaches like up to 100 decibels. Just to give you an idea of how loud that is, that's like having a jet fly at over 1,000 feet buzzing you.
During the coffee ban, religious leaders would stand outside the mosque here and proclaim that coffee led to indecent behavior. In the end, however, the Ottoman Empire simply had to give in to the newfound coffee culture, especially when rulers took notice of all the tax revenue it generated. The rest, as they say, is history. One of the things I love about the coffee business is the way in which it brings people together from all over the globe. Coffee has connected me to so many amazing people, and I'm on the way to see one of them now. Hopefully, she will be able to provide an intimate look into the coffee revival that's taking place in this city.
I reached out to Asli Yaman, and she is Turkish. She won 3rd place in the World Brewers Cup, which is a really big deal. It's an international competition, and it has given her all this esteem. She's famous here in Turkey now for coffee. And one of the things I love about Asli is that although she takes coffee really seriously, she doesn't take herself too seriously. And I love people like that in coffee.
There she is, Asli Yaman. Hey!
Hi, how are
you? Good. Can I come around?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. 2 times,
All right,
yeah?
2 times in Turkey, right?
Yeah.
Look at you, you're brewing coffee, of course, as
Yes, you know, it's my hometown.
Yes.
So
You can't take
I
over.
can brew anywhere I want. Yeah?
I like that. You've gotten a lot of respect, and
Thank
you
you.
deserve it, because I've always appreciated your approach to coffee.
Thank you.
Asli is going to brew me a cup in a more modern, sort of trendy style.
I just ground it.
That's nice.
I explained to her that I'm trying to understand the history of coffee here.
It just blew my mind totally, but the coffee didn't blow my mind. The coffee was pretty rough. So I was like, I'm glad to have your help, because that's...
Thanks to her expertise, Asli is now working with coffee communities all over the world. She specializes in brewing coffee, and you can see in the way she makes this cup that she has such a passion for this business. They say 50% of what you taste in the cup is from the hand of the person who does the brewing.
Oh, now that's coffee happiness right there. Nice. Very well brewed, too, if I might say so.
Thank you. I hope so.
Okay, so we're going to see some coffee shops, and we can try some different blends. We can experiment. We can try, and with any luck, by the end of this journey, we will have
a fantastic Turkish blend
Yes.
that I can sort of spread the love about coffee, Turkish coffee. Because before it's always been this sort of unknown for me. So
I think I know one place for you.
let's do it. Let's
Yes.
try it.
Asli wants to take me on a sort of behind-the-scenes tour of old-world Turkish heritage, and it starts at the Grand Bazaar, which is widely considered to be one of the world's first shopping malls. There's a seemingly endless assortment of spices here. Outside in the streets, you can see how Istanbul is such a cultural melting pot. But here in the Grand Bazaar, you can actually smell it.
You know, it's kind of like, it's so heady in here.
It's
you know,
so heavy.
it is. There's so many fragrances going on. It's almost overwhelming.
Everywhere you look, there are literally dozens of bags containing different types of spices and tea.
Jasmine tea spice? How cool is that?
And ginger, hibiscus.
Oh, they have
All of
ginger
them
tea?
we
Oh,
can
hibiscus
find.
tea.
Yeah, we can find them in coffee. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, this is
That's
like
the beauty of it.
this is like taking apart the fragrance of coffee.
Yeah.
With so much to offer, it's no wonder the Grand Bazaar can have up to 400,000 visitors in one day. After our visit to the spice market, Asli's taking me off the beaten path to a place that is iconic for its preparation of Turkish coffee.
The very interesting part of this place is how they prepare the Turkish coffee and how you find the thickness of the foam. And their name is in Turkish manda batmaz. It means something like buffalo does not sing because the foam is that thick, so it cannot sing.
I'm following you.
Merhaba.
Wow, it's got a really distinctive smell, like a good smell, like
Yeah.
herbal kind of a smell.
Yeah, this is coming from Turkish tea because they are preparing Turkish tea as well. Any small cafe, wherever you go, you always find tea, Turkish style of brewing of tea, and also Turkish coffee.
Okay.
But here, we are going to try their Turkish coffee.
The owner has been making coffee here for 52 years, and he does it in the traditional way. The beans he's using are from Brazil and are ground into a very fine powder using stones. He brews the coffee in a şezve, a small copper pot specifically designed for Turkish coffee. The grounds are allowed to settle at the top of the cup, which helps to create the foam. In Turkey, a well-prepared brew is distinguished by the thickness of the foam.
This is like probably the most hardcore coffee experience I've ever had in my life. Well, it's hot. Whoa, yowza. Totally a different experience. You can feel it like coat your teeth,
Yeah.
like all the little granules, but they're small.
Yes. I think it's better than you expected.
It is. This is a good traditional one.
Yeah.
I'm finding that there is something rather alluring about the ritual of Turkish coffee, and after this cup, I'm definitely going to be bouncing off the walls. And apparently, the tradition doesn't end after the last sip.
Last sip.
Okay,
yeah?
last sip.
Little bit. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And now we are gonna look our feature.
Superstition maintains that when you've finished your coffee, the grounds in the bottom of your cup will tell your fortune.
Close the plate. I will show you. Do the same and make a wish while you are
Make a
doing
wish.
this movement.
Okay.
3 times, like this. Okay, 3
Okay.
times, and then turn it towards to yourself. Be
All right.
careful.
Yeah.
Don't.
I won't.
You know. Okay. Okay. Like that.
Oh.
Okay.
Now we wait until the coffee cools so we can see what our future
We didn't
holds.
do it, but in order for the coffee to cool down quickly, we put like a metal or this kind of money or,
Okay.
or a ring.
Okay.
Okay. So, but they are cold now. Yeah?
Okay.
You
I
take
like
it.
that. There's a whole
Yeah.
process
So
to everything.
now we open. Okay. You see, I have a new moon.
Oh, you do. You
Yeah,
have a moon.
but your cup looks so
Peacocks.
many things.
Great food and
Yes.
way too much good coffee.
Yeah.
And we are good at this.
Yeah, I think
Superstition also says that you have to wash your cup quickly to seal your fortune. So, since my fortune tells me I'm going to be all over the place, I guess it's time to get a move
You
on.
got it down.
yeah.
The best way to burn my caffeine high may be to get lost in this city. The travel writer Peter Theroux once wrote that tourists don't know where they've been, travelers don't know where they're going.
You know, for me, one of the rules of travel is that you have to allow room for detours, even when in pursuit of coffee. And this is nargile, which many would refer to as hookah. And I'm not much of a smoker, but come on. I mean, this is quintessential Istanbul. You've got to give it a try. This is cool.
3 gündür. Hi. Hi.
Hey,
Where are you from?
I'm from the States.
Do you want to join us?
Join you guys what?
Yeah.
For backgammon?
Nargile.
For hookah?
Yeah? Do
nargile?
you want to try? Yeah? Come in.
I guess when in Istanbul.
Yeah?
Wow, all right. So you guys are playing a little backgammon? You
Yeah.
speak English?
Yes.
You speak English? You speak English?
Yeah. Little bit, yeah.
So I came in here because I was thinking, you know, I've never had a nargile before. But when I come to Istanbul, you just got to do everything. I mean, you got to try stuff, right?
Nargile found its way to the Ottoman Empire here in the 1500s. It was once considered a status symbol, and these days, people use it as a way to smoke different flavors of tobacco.
What do? Do I get like a different hose, or do I share that one with you guys?
Yeah, they are, all of them are different tastes.
Yeah.
So you can share all of them. Would you like to try one?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's why I'm here, man. I'm definitely going to try one.
This is your tip.
Ah, okay.
Sipsi. We call it sipsi. Not like that.
No,
like that.
not like that.
From your lung, directly.
Just
Like your
Yeah.
normal life. Be careful. Can you
wow, it tastes like coffee.
look at this guy?
Is this cappuccino?
Yeah.
It's cappuccino
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah,
What are
cappuccino flavor,
That's
yeah.
funny. It's funny how things happen like that for me.
What's your name?
Joey,
Joy. Hi, nice to meet
what's your name?
My name is Uğur.
Ur.
Nice to meet you. Mehmet.
Med, nice to meet you.
you. Barış.
Barish.
Yeah.
So I'm smoking cappuccino hookah and I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I do a lot of traveling, focused on coffee. And I've always noticed that with coffee, there's always great conversation. And this is a whole new element. I love things that, you know, make you stop and kind of turn off the noise of the outside world and just have a conversation together.
With pleasure. Spend some
I may not exactly exude the same cool factor as my new friends, but it's definitely a great way to meet people. A nargile lasts about an hour, so there's plenty of time to chat.
How am I doing now? A little better?
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
The water makes the tobacco pretty smooth, which means if you're not careful and you're a greenhorn like me, let's just say you can find yourself getting a bit dizzy. So a word to the wise, be careful not to overdo it.
I don't know how you do those circles, but that's pretty cool.
You like it?
Yeah, I like this. I could get used to this.
That's a cool.
We finished with a drink of what would best be described as like a hot apple juice, and it's actually pretty tasty. But I'd say it's time to move on and leave the smoking to the professionals.
All right, this is the good stuff.
The sun's shining on my last day in Istanbul. It's one of those cool, crisp mornings, making it the ideal time and place for a cup of Turkish coffee. I meet up with Aslı again in the high-end Bebek neighborhood. There are lots of specialty coffee shops here, and I'm hoping to find a delicious Turkish brew to end my trip.
Hi, Susan, Joey.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
This is Cup of Joy, and as the name suggests, they are devoted to coffee here. They deal with beans from all over the world and roast, blend, and extract unique flavors to suit their customers' palates. With Aslı's help, we're preparing a blend of an Arabica geisha coffee grown in Panama with another variety of an Arabica Bourbon coffee from Rwanda, but done in the Turkish style of brewing.
Fun. Ooh, this could be fun. I mean, the geishas.
Yes, 7 grams. Here you go. That will be a little bit spicy as well, I guess.
Oh, and that's good, right? That's what we want.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
We're using a traditional Turkish copper şezve to brew the coffee. But unlike traditional Turkish coffee, it's important that it doesn't boil, because that would create a bitter taste, taking all the fun out of this cup.
Okay, so it's ready.
As eager as I am to indulge in this very fine-smelling brew, it takes time for optimal flavor to develop, so patience is key.
So in 1 minute, I get to actually taste this. And you know, you kind of get butterflies. It sounds nerdy to have butterflies, but the thing is, this whole trip is all about these blends. Just 20 seconds more.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I think we totally have a winner here. Yes. But I really honestly, this is like exceeded my expectations. Really it did.
This coffee tastes amazing. Big-bodied notes of citrus, raisin, and cinnamon with a candy-sweet, buttery finish. It's like having Istanbul in a cup.
We totally have succeeded. I'm so thankful, and I'm so appreciative of your great hosting.
Good.
Yes, we're good. Yes. How do you say victory in Turkish?
Şerefe.
Şerefe.
It's my last night in Istanbul, and there's one more group of people I need to see with a very strong connection to coffee. They've been around since the 13th century. These are the Whirling Dervishes. They're members of the Mevlevi order, founded by followers of the Persian poet and Sufi master Rumi, just after his death in 1273. They're said to be among the first to brew and drink coffee, as the caffeine helped them stay up all night and whirl away. Thanks to my love for coffee, I've brushed up against over 500 years of history in this city. I'm really grateful for the opportunities I've had here to smell the past and taste the future. It's so rewarding to see people like Asli who are shaping the evolution of coffee in Istanbul while still honoring the age-old traditions of Turkish coffee.